You've probably heard your teachers talk a lot about sources, particularly primary and secondary sources. You may have even been required to analyze a text or two. But one important form of historical source you may not be as familiar with are called oral histories. The primary purpose of oral histories is to provide a means of creating a record and collecting information about people using the audio and visual recording devices of our modern age. Since oral histories are obtained by conducting interviews, you're most likely to see them as audio recordings, videos, or even as transcripts of an original recording. But now that you know a little bit about oral histories, you're probably wondering, how can I make one? Well, lucky for you, it's 5 easy steps. The first step of making an oral history is picking a subject. Now, everyone you know, and even those that don't, has experiences and therefore a history. So find someone whose history you want to preserve. It could be a friend. Hey, Brian.
Hey.
It could even be a family member. How you doing, Andrew?
Good.
After picking your subject, you need to think about what questions you want to ask them. Are you doing this project with specific requirements and focus in mind, or do you just want to know more about their history? Consider which questions may be interesting to a current and future generations, but make sure you don't ask any questions your subject wouldn't be comfortable with. The third step is determining what medium you want to use. Keep in mind, writing down the answers isn't always easy, so you're probably going to want to have a recording of some kind. Find out whether your subject is okay with being videotaped, or if they are more comfortable with just having their voice recorded. After you've picked your person, made your list of questions, and determined how you are going to record the oral history, scheduling and holding your interview is the next important step. And you may want to set it up a little bit like this.
So, Andrew, what do you remember about 9/11?
I don't remember a lot. I was 7 at the time, but I remember it was a scary time, and as a kid, it always kind of worried me. I think we got school off early that day, and
The final step is to consider making a transcript of your interview. If this is a school project, your teacher may require that you do this. Listen to the original recording carefully, and consider annotating the ums, periods of silence, and times when your subject showed emotion. So now that you've seen that making an oral history isn't all that difficult, let's go over the steps one more time. Remember, step 1, pick a subject. Step 2, consider what questions you want to ask them. Step 3, determine what medium you want to use. Step 4, hold and schedule the interview. And finally, step 5, create a transcript.